You ready, Freddie?
Steve. Brett.
Steve.
All right. Zoo EDventures. Secret location. Steve's in front of the camera. Steve is in front of the camera.
Frank's behind the camera.
Frank. Also known as Brett. So yeah, we're in a really cool location. We're waiting for somebody to come pick us up. I'm sure they didn't forget about us. Did they forget about us?
I don't know. Did you call him on the radio?
Oh, the radio. That's right. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can figure this out. Education Jerkin to Keeper Kaufman. Hang on and see where we're going. That's a pretty big guy out there.
That's a big boy.
And this is Louie, right?
Yes, this is Louis. Lou.
Oh, let's see.
What I think
I gotta remember.
When he was a young kid over in Omaha, he was Louie, but when he got here, he became a very distinguished gentleman.
Oh, I see. So
Louis.
he matured on his trip to North Carolina.
His trip, yes.
Very good.
Just kidding. We still call him Louie. Anytime we talk to him, it's Louie. Louie boy.
Digital friends, hope everybody's doing great out there. This is Keeper Nancy. You all might remember Keeper Nancy from some of the programs before. And this is Louie. Louis. Louie.
Sir Lou.
Sir Lou. Sir Lou-a-lot.
I like it.
There we go. All right. So, really cool story about Louie, though.
Yes.
You're going to bring him over a little bit later, right?
We are. Yep. So we'll bring him over so you can get a much closer look at the big guy.
Awesome.
Or
Very
little
good.
guy. He's a small boy compared to the other boys that we have here.
Oh, tell us about that in a little bit for sure. So, Louie is here for a very important reason.
Yes.
What is that reason?
For breeding.
Yes! Sorry. Didn't mean to get so excited.
We want baby elephants.
How cool. Digital friends, what do you think? Thumbs up? Digital... Yeah? Thank you very much. Brett's back there going, yes, of course. And we have Mindy with us too today.
Yeah, so baby elephants is the goal why he's here. There's what's known as an SSP, or a species survival plan.
Species survival plan.
Yes.
Okay.
It is basically like eHarmony for animals. It matches up the best genetically fit animals to breed so that we have continued genetic diversity throughout zoological institutions.
So it's really like that. It's cool. So those dating apps, they're matching people together on similarities.
Correct.
And we're kind of matching animals through this SSP program.
Correct.
I like it for genetic.
Diversity.
Diversity, I guess. Yeah,
is kind of how we always put it, is genetic diversity, because you don't want.
So it's almost more like differences.
Correct.
So where the match is putting people together for similarities, that SSP is putting different animals together. Okay.
Correct.
Very
So
neat.
the goal is hopefully here, as we're introducing him to our females, our youngest female, Batir, we're hoping that they hit it off and we get little Batir Louie babies running around.
I love
That's
it.
the goal.
What would a Batir Louie baby be called? Elephant?
Louie. But Baludi?
Baludi? Bowie? Did you say Bowie? That is so neat. So what is kind of... So yeah, here's the for breeding. How common is that in North American zoos, that you are able to kind of move these elephants around and actually produce offspring?
The moving is not as common as you think.
We should talk about that. Okay,
yes,
so keep on.
The moving is not as common as you think, just because it takes a lot.
Yeah.
He originally came to us from Omaha, Nebraska.
Nebraska?
So, Nebraska. He's
Holy
a
cow.
corn-fed boy, coming all the way here to North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he was there for breeding.
Okay.
The females there, they didn't see eye to eye with him.
Sure.
And so another male came in from, I believe, Birmingham.
So a little bit of rotation.
His name is Callie, and so he is there now for their breeding program.
Okay.
So we also have a breeding program here.
Right.
So Louie came to us.
Nice.
On a transport.
On a transport?
A transport. So we did a big transport. An elephant-sized transport.
Holy cow.
So there was a big crate, and he was trained to walk into it, and then we loaded him on a truck, and then drove him 24 hours to get here.
So thanks to Omaha for that. I bet that was a lot of work on their end.
Yes.
So Omaha, thank you so very much for putting that together. That's crazy. Awesome. So he's literally trucked here?
Yes. So we were in a big caravan.
Wow.
Yes.
You were there?
I was on the transport.
How about that?
I went and worked with the keepers about a week and a half before he came here. And when we first went to go see if Louie would be a good fit for our herd, I was out there for about a week and a half. Meet the trainers, meet the other elephants, see their program, see Louie, get to know his personality, so that we can make sure that we're bringing Louie into an environment where he is going to thrive and he is going to do well with the rest of the herd.
And so he's got to meet you, obviously, and so has that kind of a transition time. I love that.
So then we went
awesome.
out there for about a week and a half.
Wow.
Watched all their training sessions to get them loaded into the crate, and then myself, one of their veterinarians, one of their keepers, and a couple other people followed in a van behind Lou, and then we had our transporter and another veterinarian with us in a motorhome that followed us. So it was a big caravan as we went around the Midwest and came through the Appalachians.
A little bit of a trek.
It was a little bit of a trek, yes.
That's amazing. So much planning has to go on. It's not something you can say, hey, we want to get an elephant. Okay, great, I'll get you one. I'll send you one over tomorrow. You can't. It's a lot of planning.
It was a 2-year process. From the time that we started talking about Louie until the time that he actually stepped out of the crate here in North Carolina.
Wowzers. That's crazy. So we have Louie here, and I bet some of our digital friends know Cesar.
Yes.
And I bet some of our digital friends know Artie, or at least know of Artie. Will they stay here?
That's the hope.
Wow.
So elephants, they live in that matriarchal matrilineal society.
Right.
So they're female dominated.
Right.
And for a while, we didn't know what boy elephants did. We thought they came around for breeding and then they left.
Yeah,
and then that's what they do. But through really awesome research, people following elephants in the wild, we find that male elephants also love socializing with other male elephants.
Wow.
So there are bachelor herds amongst the North American population. Denver Zoo has a really great bull herd.
Oh, nice.
They only have male elephants and they run in a bachelor herd.
Wow.
And so that's something that we're able to do here.
Okay.
Louie has met and smelled and seen Cesar and has met and smelled and seen Artie.
Nice.
And they are getting along really well, and we're able to have them in areas close by. They've been able to touch trunks, and they're hitting it off great. So that's something even when the girls want their alone time, we can have the boys together, at least Lou and another boy potentially,
right,
for that bachelor and still that socializing aspect.
How neat is that? Another thumb up situation. That's really cool. And that's not something that kind of happens. You all have to work through that. You got to make sure everybody's kind of being together safe, and you're watching and observing.
Exactly.
I can't imagine somebody just goes, oh yeah, let's have it happen, and it's magic.
And think of your friend group. If you have an outsider come in, it might take you a couple times of meeting that person before.
Hey.
Meeting that person, getting to work with them a little bit, to finally really warm up to them and get to want to know their quirks and kind of interact with them more in that more friendly type of way.
Yep.
Same thing with elephants. Just because we bring an elephant in for breeding doesn't mean that they're going to match well with the group.
That makes perfect sense.
So we take what are known as successive approximations. We take baby steps. And we do howdies. So a howdy.
Howdy.
Exactly.
Hey.
That's exactly what it is.
Really?
So it's pretty much a, hey, I want to be able to see you. I want to be able to smell you. And then as we see good interaction where you have a bee flying around you.
I heard him there. We're doing kind of crazy.
So as they're getting to know each other. Ooh,
hey, Larry.
The bee's name is Larry?
It is now.
That's nice. So as they're getting to know each other and we're looking for those really good interactions, they're vocalizing, maybe rumbling back and forth, talking back and forth. If the females turn around and show their hindquarters to Lou, that's also a very good thing. That's a submissive gesture that females do. So they're kind of backing into him and saying, "Hey, how you doing? What's nice? What's going on?" So we're gonna be monitoring all those different behaviors that we're doing, and we don't want to just throw them in together right away because elephants are big, right? Elephants are big. Louie is just around 8,000 pounds.
Wow.
He's not our lightest elephant. He's our second lightest elephant. So he's still a relatively small boy compared to the herd. So we want to make sure that he's set up well,
right,
and that the females are also set up well.
Wow. And how old is Louie again?
Louie's 18.
18, and still not full grown.
He's
still
not
got some
fully
growing
grown.
to do.
He's got that lanky teenage boy body. He's got the very long limbs.
I love that. I never had one of those.
Yeah, he's a goofy. I had a brother who is much taller than I am, and he went through that lanky phase for a very long time, where he never filled out. He was just a very tall string bean, and just long limbs, and that's basically what Louie's like right now. He's got those long limbs, so he's tall.
Yeah,
but he's not hefty yet. He's not that stereotypical male
hasn't
yet.
Filled out yet.
Correct.
That is so neat. So everything goes the way. Everything that Nancy and your team has put together, it's going to work. Louie's going to come together. He's going to breed with Batir. Wonderfulness. Then we have to wait how long?
22 months.
Did you hear that? Set that whole thing up on purpose. How long?
22 months.
Pregnant 22 months. Right? It was a long time, Brett. We welcome you into the herd. Wow. So all this prep time, 2 years to just get him here.
Yep.
Then all the introductions, all the howdies, all that goes on. All that's happening. And then you still got to wait 22 months.
Yes. And you typically don't know that a female's pregnant even up to about 6 months after she's conceived.
Wow.
So we'll do those blood samples that we've talked about in the past where we'll get a blood sample and we'll look at their hormone levels. And it takes about 6 months to actually see the pattern of their blood level out and then start to rise up again to show that they're pregnant.
Wow. That's crazy. Calf is born here.
Yes.
I don't know if you can help me with this one. So calf is born here. Calf stays here.
So if it's a female, typically they will stay with the herd.
Okay.
So she would stay with mom and aunt, or I guess grandma at that point, Tonga. If it's a male around the age of 10, then he'll be looking for his own herd.
Okay.
So that would
Kinda
be
like
another.
What happened with Louie.
Exactly. So we'll be talking with other facilities, talking with other zoos, and just seeing, all right, who we have a strong baby boy, who wants him, kind of deal.
Wow.
And then there are contracts and everything that gets signed because again, this is a big, large animal that we have to take care of and make sure he's being taken care of. So there's a lot of talking, a lot of talking with the facilities to make sure that we're doing right by them by moving them around.
Wow, that is amazing. That is so cool. All right, so we talked about SSP, that species survival plan, that species survival program, which is actually the breeding. I love what you said, the eHarmony. So matching genetically diverse animals together. Love that idea. Talk about moving the animal to get him here. What's some challenges there? You actually going over there and visiting and spending some time with him. Putting him on a transport truck, and he had a caravan coming over. That was amazing. I love that kind of information. And then 2 years, almost, after conception.
Yep.
So this is a 2 years, 4. This is a 6-year plan.
And especially like if even with Louie, just because he's here doesn't mean that we don't necessarily want calves with him other places. So that leads into a whole different thing of artificial insemination, which is done across ACA institutions.
Interesting.
That's
awesome.
a whole nother long process.
Tune in for that episode.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Unfair question, kind of spur of the moment question as I'm thinking. Do you have an idea of how many African elephants are in North America zoos?
Ooh.
Plus or minus?
I want to say there's anywhere between 13 to 20 facilities that have African elephants. In terms of how many of the general population, I honestly do not know.
No, that's fine. That was kind of an unfair question. It was as you were talking about where would he go? So there are options for a calf and people looking to kind of place these animals at different locations. So that was kind of the question. What make sure there was opportunities. So I know that when we talk about on Watani grasslands, when they're breeding a lot of the antelope, there are already kind of places that are looking for them, or like we've taken the water buck, we've taken the Thompson gazelle. So we'll take the males. We're not going to breed, but we'll take the males. So there are kind of locations and other zoos looking. So that's good to hear too.
And again, there are some places too where some facilities are they house mainly geriatrics, and they're more of a retirement kind of home.
Interesting.
There are some places like the Denver Zoo that have bachelor herds and have all male herds, and
That's
those are
neat. That's a
Asian
neat
elephants.
story.
So there are a lot of zoos that are doing a lot of cool things for
Mhm.
elephants, from very early stages of their life all the way to end of life care too.
I love it. And I think that's really important. I do want to kind of turn to the camera and make sure that we're all listening to that, because it isn't breed willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
There is a true plan from birth to death.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't have that plan, you're not being a very responsible caregiver to the animals that you have at your zoo. So it's really important to realize that we're not just out here breeding for fun and trying to produce babies. There's a plan where those offspring are going to go. And there's a reason you're putting together Louie and Batir,
Mm-hmm.
because they're genetically diverse. There's a reason we're putting some animals together. And there's a reason we're not putting all our chimpanzees together.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are on birth control because you don't want them breeding at this moment. So it's a huge process. And it's a true science that comes back to that breeding and make sure everything's going to be put together the way it's supposed to be put together.
Absolutely. And you look at the individuals too, like Cesar. Cesar is going to live out the rest of his life at the North Carolina Zoo.
Sure.
He's the oldest African elephant male in North America.
That's amazing.
There's no reason to transport him anywhere else.
I love that. Good point.
So that's one of those things when you're looking at transports, you're not only looking at, okay, do we need it for species survival plan? Do we need it for the breeding program?
Yep.
Sometimes it's again that end of life care of he's thriving, he's doing well where he's at, so why change it?
Right, why move it? Why move him up? That is wonderful. Well, rumor has it you're going to bring Louie over.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to see Louie a little closer? Stay tuned. Well, I'm kind of glad that we cut for a second, because when Nancy hollered for Louie, y'all would have no speakers left in your computers. And he spun. He came right over here, so he knows Nancy's voice. Brett.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's Louie.
I see
He's
it.
coming.
I know, I see him. Look at him. Oh, he looks so happy to come over.
What are you doing, handsome? You're gonna be a TV star.
Oh, he's so cute.
Digital star.
Digital star.
Good boy, sir.
Depends what they're watching him on, I guess.
True.
Oh, he just keeps getting bigger. Look at that.
He is. He's thin's not the right word. He's compact left and right.
Yes.
That's a good word.
He's still a growing boy.
There
Everything he eats, he doesn't gain any weight. He just sprouts up. Good boy, sir. Hi, buddy.
Hey, that was a heck of a throw right there.
Thank you. I'm really good at
right
cornhole.
in front. Really, I bet you are. Do not play elephant keepers at cornhole. That makes perfect sense.
Foot. Good boy, cross. Good boy, foot. Good boy. Oh, you're so handsome.
Holy cow! You did that from here. We're 30 feet, 40 feet from him. And he paid attention to you.
He's a very smart boy.
I
He's
love
very engaged with keepers. He loves this interaction. Trunk. Good boy, shimmy. Shake. Oh, that's so good. Those are his fancy dance moves for the ladies.
Fancy. Oh, well, you know, everybody has to have them.
Shimmy, shake.
It's a good thing I got married a long time ago. Because I don't have those dance moves. We were talking about that earlier.
You don't shimmy, shake.
I don't shimmy shake. I might shimmy break, but I'm not shaking.
Ew. Now this is one of my favorite behaviors that he does. It's called a raspberry. So it's a vocalization. So if you guys
Shh. Digital friends. Shh.
Lou, raspberries.
Nancy, I was expecting something kind of more delicate, a little bit more, because you were saying you have to listen.
Who doesn't love fart noises, Steve?
Right? We can hear that pretty doggone well. It is a little after 10 o'clock in the morning, Nancy. So,
It's true.
Great job. Great job.
Oh no.
Sad day.
Good boy, sir.
That is so neat. So, I know our digital friends are like, no, what are you? What's
Mouth.
What's he getting right now?
Oh my. Good boy. So he is getting carrots and sweet potatoes currently.
Nice. And a lot of these behaviors, like we've seen before, It was awesome that Nancy let us come into the elephant barn and do something with that team for a while. All of those behaviors have some sort of vet procedure behind them, something behind them, where you can do with the mouth or the movement or the foot or all those. I think that's so neat that there's some fun stuff as well as
Spin.
other things that you can share with. Spin? You can see the whole body.
Good boy, sir.
Y'all are amazing,
You
Nancy.
are so smart.
I don't know that I would have half of these things. You tell me to spin, I'm going to go, what? That is
Well,
so
he knows
neat.
a spin and a turn, or kind of a get over, where it's like 100, would be 108 degrees, yeah. Where it's like facing this way, and then he goes around, and
Right.
he stops. It's harder to do this far away, though, so we won't ask for that.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Blue raspberries. He's so handsome. That's my favorite thing. I
Who?
love him.
I wonder if... Brett, we need to train you.
It's a lot
The
easier to train.
raspberry? I could do that. You don't have to train me.
Ah, love it.
You want a carrot?
Yes.
Amazing.
You're a good boy, sir.
So just so our digital friends can hear, this is all about operant conditioning, positive reinforcement. Ask for that behavior. Louie does the behavior and gets that reinforcer, gets that reward of some sort.
Louie, do you like it here? Yes? No? Maybe? All the things?
I'll keep doing something.
Louie, yes? Good
Thank
boy,
you,
sir.
Louie. Thank you very much, Louie.
And we are almost out.
I love it.
Good boy, sir.
So it does seem like he's really settling in.
Yes.
He seems to have he seems to have a good work ethic,
Yes.
which is important.
He loves the training. He loves interacting with the females. We're still in the process of doing introductions, so he is going in some days with Tonga and Batir,
Oh, nice.
and it's going really well. They'll be out here on the habitat and just forage around. Haven't seen any breeding behaviors yet,
Yeah, sure, he's
but
still young.
again, he's got to get to know them so
Well done.
far. He's got to
Well
kind of wine and dine them first.
I think the raspberry would be perfect. I think it'll work, Louie. I think it will.
Do you
That's
think
much
so?
fun.
Raspberry. Oh my gosh, that was a good one.
And he does, and it seems like he might enjoy it,
I
digital
think
friends.
he likes
I don't know.
it.
I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that he enjoys it.
All right, Lou, all done? We're done, buddy.
So all done. He realizes, hey, you're finished with him, and he's kind of back on his own and go out and about. He's done being a digital star. Digital friends, did you enjoy meeting Louie, the digital star today? Thank you very much, digital friends.
See you later,
What
buddy.
a great day that was, for sure. And he's hanging 8,000 pounds-ish.
He's about 8,000 pounds. He's a little bit lighter than 8,000 pounds,
Okay.
but close to it. And then by the time he's full grown, he's going to be up in the 12,000s.
12,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to put on an SUV.
Yes. Yep. And so
He's going to walk into the sunshine as he goes away.
He's really cute because he kind of does look like Cesar right now, with the nice two beautiful tusks. They're about the same size, but when he sees Cesar on one habitat and then he's on the other, it's very clear that they are not the same elephant. But we have had some guests say, "Oh my gosh, it's Cesar," and you're like, "He's so little compared to Cesar."
Right? That is so neat.
He's got those beautiful eyelashes.
Mm-hmm. He has the longest eyelashes.
He's like, whatevs. Really, really amazing animal. Digital friends, it's so hard to even begin to put this kind of thing in perspective. To be this close is really cool. So if you get a chance to do a behind the scenes thing, if you get a chance to come and meet Nancy and her team and meet the elephants, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Thank you, Louie.
He likes doing it anyway.
Because it's an amazing experience and it brings you closer to the animal and kind of enhances that overall love for animals like the elephants. One thing I want to shout
He
out
has a
for
lot to
you.
say right now.
Well, he's like, what are you still doing here? I'm done. I've given you my close up. Come over to Nancy real quick, please, if you wouldn't mind,
Yes.
because this is important to me.
Louie, we're all done, buddy.
We had to put this off for a reason.
Yes,
Because you went away on a trip.
I did.
Who did you go visit?
I went to go visit my grandmother.
Why did you go visit your grandmother?
Because she turned 99 years old this year. So we had to put it on
99.
hold.
That was so cool.
And Grandma had a great time. We had lunch and hung out. And
I love it.
my brother came, and so we got the whole family together for for Grandma's
That
99th.
is so cool. So we had hoped to bring this to you a little bit earlier. Ridiculously valid reason to put it off. So happy birthday to Nancy's grandmother. I wanted to make sure that she got a little bit of a shout out.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
I love it. That is so cool. Digital friends, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got to do a little, we'll wrap up with you for a second, but we're going to let Louie take us out right now. So that's Batir. So everything goes well down the road. Louie, who we just met, will be visiting with Batir down the road. She's a lovely lady. It'll be an awesome match. And all that work to bring Louie to the zoo, to down the road breed, hopefully with Batir. That was really fun. I hope you all enjoyed that experience, meeting Louie, talking with Keeper Nancy, and hearing all those really cool things that have happened to get Louie here. And then, fingers crossed, what else is going to happen? But we do have other elephants here. Since we're here, Brett, can you show them our other ladies? And while you're showing them, again, this is your Zoo Adventures team today. Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. It's always awesome to be with you. Steve was in front of the camera along with some other really cool animals and friends. Brett, you were behind the camera today.
I was behind the camera the whole time, Steve.
You did a smashing good job, as always, my friend.
Thank you.
So, African elephants here at North Carolina Zoo, breeding, and why Louie is with us now.